At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu. At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Is This Adulting, a comedy podcast for the anxious, by the anxious. Each week, I, Stephen Pappas, your best friend and your great uncle, I sit down with my co-host Chris Grimmett, who is currently on sabbatical, sorry everybody, and a new best friend to chat about mental health journeys, and hey, maybe just have some fun along the way. It's my moving rendition of that. I hope you all enjoyed it. So, in the best friend seat this week, literally across from me, which never happens. We usually do this all remotely. So I'm always so happy to be in the same room with a guest. So you know her. She's an entertainer, comedian, author, internet personality, host.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
You've done all the things. You've got all the podcasts. You're doing great.
Yeah, I am trying to get all of the podcasts. I'm slowly going to take over this podcast as we go.
Yeah. I would be okay. It would be more successful. Hey, it's Grace Helbig. What's
Hello.
up? What you doing? You're here.
I know. I'm so glad I showered today. I really wanted to make a good second or third impression on you now.
You know what? I feel like I would have been like, it's okay. It's okay. If you came in here stinking, I would be like, it's just her genius.
Oh, yeah.
It's her, yeah.
She's so busy doing other things. She has no time for hygiene.
Right. It feels like a very Einstein thing of you to do.
Like
I don't know if he did that.
I bet that guy had a real specific odor about him.
I feel like he did. I really thought you were going to... I bet that guy fucked, right?
I bet that guy got fucked.
Yeah. No, I think I would just be like, yeah. I mean... So I recorded with Grace, and she smelled real weird, but
it's all part of the package. It's all part of the branding.
So much. Well,
I talk about deodorant so much.
As you should.
It's projecting. It's overcompensation. It's all of it.
I mean, yeah, I constantly feel the need to point out if I smell bad.
Oh, yeah.
I point it out so that nobody else can point it out.
That's the one thing I've told my boyfriend that I will never be offended by, that I really want him to be on top of, is if I actually have a smell about me. Like, if I have a stench, if you tell me, I will never be like, oh, how dare you? I'll be like, thank you for looking out for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I literally, I showered this morning, and I'm already always like, am I good? Do I have a smell?
Same.
Cool. Yeah, well,
we're here in person and we're doing it. I'm very excited.
We're doing the whole thing. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
I'm so excited to be here.
We met at a little thing called RTX, which I think my co-host Chris thought I was a crazy person because I had a couple of... it was sponsored by Kraken.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. See, it's all coming back. You can understand how I was also in a flurry and a haze of things going on. And yes, now I remember that dark rum.
Yeah,
is that what it was?
There was a lot of rum.
And I don't I like drinking everything, but that kind of alcohol gives me wild hangovers.
Yeah, but it was for free.
So
I was like, okay.
So, I mean, I'll take the hangover.
I'm in. I'm like, I can't do like a gin. Okay, so these 3 drinks are free.
Yeah.
I will choose from these 3 drinks.
Yeah.
And
thank you for narrowing down my choices for me.
And I chose a lot of those 3 drinks. And I had a few of those in me. And so the very antisocial me and Christopher, Chris was hiding playing the golf arcade game
yes,
like
yes.
the whole night because there were so many people there, which is very overwhelming.
It was I'm with you. I'm very socially overwhelmed very easily. And so I kind of was like clinging to my boyfriend and to Mamrie and her boyfriend, and was just like, everyone stay together. Troops, here we go.
Lock arms now.
Yeah, I think right after we talked, all of us kind of looked at each other and went like, there are so many other bars in Austin, maybe let's bail on this, because there's just more people pouring into this like 2-story bar that has all these weird little alcoves in it.
Oh, don't worry. It was a 3-story bar. I don't know if you ever made it to the roof.
Nope, that's how little we explored. I think we walked through it, went down to the bar, got like 2 drinks, and then had conversations with a couple people, and then we're like, let's find a side exit. We exited.
Let's go. Yep.
Yeah.
There was one on the ramp. That's where I left from.
Yeah.
As soon as I was like, okay, well, met a few people, and then I was like, okay, thank you, Barbara, for getting us in here and like helping us out, and like it was cool seeing you. Bye, Barbara. Bye, Trevor. We gotta go.
Yeah,
because it's a lot.
It's only gonna get worse for me if I stay here. I feel like I've done enough like after hours VidCon parties to know that like I turn a certain way after a certain witching hour, and after a certain number of people enter a crowded room all ready to tie one on, I'm like, I need to save myself right now.
It's time to go.
Yeah, I'm 34. It's not as cute to be like the sloppiest person here anymore.
Yeah, it was never cute on me, but I just remember I'm in the middle of my personal hell. And I was like, I think that's Grace Helbig and Mamrie Hart. I'm just going to go say hey. And I remember Chris looking at me and going, the fuck? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I mean, what the fuck do I have to lose?
Right.
Mostly because we had been on a 2-week trip out here, and it was the last night, and I was exhausted and like spent. And I was like, well,
when you're that loopy, you don't have any personal boundaries or rules for yourself anymore.
Which I have felt so bad ever since then, because I just like marched up to you and Mamrie and went, hello, I'm no one.
Now I remember all of it. Yeah, Mamrie and I also walked in, and we were having, I forget where we came from, obviously like another bar or something beforehand.
Right.
And so we were kind of out of it too. Oh, because we had also been there for 4th of July. And so we did a whole like party thing for 4th of July and all of that. So, and then I was coming prior to 4th of July from going to Florida and visiting my boyfriend's like family for the first time. So I was out of my brain, like loopy on like, introduce me to anyone. But when you walk up that forthright, but also like so sweet, it's so charming that of course we're going to be like, oh, you seem normal. Let's talk. Yeah.
Which I was like, hi, I'm no one from North Carolina. Like you were from North Carolina, but I'm nobody. And to y'all's credit, in an amazing way, and that's when I was like, oh, these are people that like I want to know. Because you were both so kind. Mamrie looked back and we went, whoa, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And she goes, you are not nobody. You are you. And I was like, oh my God, stop it.
That's how you know Mamrie has past her like tipsy point, when she starts getting like aggressively positive about people.
She was so nice to me. I was like, whoa.
Oh, that's so good. She'll love to hear that, because I'm sure we've looked back on some parties and been like, were we bitches? I can't remember. I think I was just antisocial, but that can be misread in so many different directions.
For real. Every time I saw somebody there that we had met over the weekend, I was like, well, I probably look like a real dickhead now because I need to go.
No, you were so lovely, but I've had so many people come up and be like, I introduced myself to them and they're like, oh no, we met before at a maker party. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I bet we did. I'm so sorry that I don't remember.
I mean, you meet so many people at events that it's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Also, I'm sure you can relate to this. I am in my social anxiety, like thriving mode at parties. So I'm so in my head that even if I'm introduced to someone that I know and watch like crazy, I'm so distracted by my own like anxieties that I don't fully remember interactions or names or like people's faces and things like that. And I feel terrible about it. But it's like, if you could see what's going on in my skull right now, you would, I think, forgive me for not remembering certain things.
I do a lot of that when we're at stuff like that. And I replay things in my head a lot. I don't know if you do that. Where I'm like, was I an ass? Did I fuck that up? Like, was I? Because like for instance, and this is just part of me as a human, and we talk about this on the show all the time, and I promise we're getting to mental health check-ins, but this is we're on a roll here. Do you know your Enneagram number? Have you taken an Enneagram test?
Oh, I took it a couple months ago, and now I forget what it is.
I was just curious because my 6 comes out very strong.
Oh, yeah?
Like when I meet people. So like, for instance, when I met you and you were kind enough, I was like, hey, can I like send you an email? You're like, here, just take my number.
Yeah.
Shot that selfie with me, which is a brilliant tool that I've used.
Thank God you did that, because had you just messaged me and were like, we met at the RTX like industry party with no proof of concept for that, I would have been like, I can't respond to this text because I don't remember my interactions from this night. And I'm sure I was in a friendly mode of like, here's my phone number, here's my email, here, take this, here, take this.
Which is like how my brain worked. And so the 6 in me, which is a very like self-conscious, like after I texted you, I was like, what did you just do?
You send the text and you throw your phone across
it was
the
like,
room.
that human is not going to interact with you.
No, you have to shoot your shot when you get it.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we do. That's
But also, I think that's a hot tip for anyone that's like looking to quote network. Those, any sort of like photo, selfie,
for
like
real.
sending that along with the text locked it in. I was like, oh, this is a kind person. Okay, it's slowly coming back to me. I'm remembering what those things were.
Well, the funny thing is, you took that selfie.
I bet I did.
You sent it to yourself.
Oh, yeah? That makes sense.
Yeah, you sent it to yourself from my phone.
Oh.
So that, like, you had a name with a face.
That's a great way to do it, me.
Yeah.
Great tip,
I was
me.
gonna say, I've used that, and it's brilliant.
It's very great, yeah. Well, kudos to me. I was clearly flying on all cylinders that night.
You did it. You did it. Goddamn hero.
Thank you.
Well, hey, that's our origin story.
Yes.
Yeah, if we get you back on, we'll have to tell it again. We'll do it very Spider-Man like. We'll reboot. We'll figure something out to like change it. But like the key thing is the selfie. It's the Uncle Ben of the situation.
Yes.
Like we have to bring it back. Well, we are going to start this week off just like we do every week with a tangent and then a mental health check-in. So hey, Grace.
Yes.
How you doing this week?
How am I doing this week? I'm doing pretty well. I just had a therapy session yesterday. Yay, therapy. And so I think I'm doing well. I'm also going to my annual doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm doing some real adult things this week.
So proud.
Very prevalent of this podcast. And I think this whole year in general has been kind of like a retooling, pivoting, figuring things out year. And so I think towards the end of the year, it's just a more of giving myself permission to like pull back on the content creation a little bit, focus on the things that bring me joy, and then also take as much time as I need to figure out what the next steps are. So I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable in that space right now.
That's awesome.
Gosh.
I hear that and I'm like, that's goals.
Yeah. I mean, it's taken a lot of therapy to like still get there. And I feel like every day it's a different day of how my brain interprets where I'm at. And so really just trying to slow down and be more present. Yeah. And operative word, trying. It's not necessarily always executed well, but trying.
Do cognitive behavioral therapy, so like mindfulness and things like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff. My one goal, I got to get back into meditation. I haven't done any of that this year. Do you do any of that?
I did, and I have not done any probably since March.
Yeah, I haven't done any this entire year, and I know the benefits of it. I've felt them before. I've just gotten away from it, and I don't know why. I just haven't, done and did it.
Because life.
I know.
Things happen and then you go, oh, well, meditation takes 10 minutes or whatever. I'll do whatever later.
And then you're like, I'll either do it later or I don't have the time for this. But then I'll be like, oh, but I did have time for 2 hours of just scrolling through Instagram real quick.
Yeah. Yesterday I took a self-care day while I was out here. Because, hey, if you don't know this, because I didn't actually mention it, I'm in LA, which is why we're in the same room together. And I did not leave this Airbnb until like 6:30 to go to my friend's show.
Nice.
And I stayed here. I did what I have not done in many moons, which is I took a bath.
Ooh, good for you.
Like a bath.
Like a straight up bath.
I'm a big boy. I displace a lot of water and like the tubs back home.
They don't do it for you.
No. I'm like a very William Howard Taft like character. I need to like have a large tub, and this place does. And I was like, all right, cool.
Take advantage of the amenities.
Yeah, but I should have been I should have meditated. I should have gone and gotten like fresh food. You know what I did? I binge watched the entire first season of Euphoria.
Good for you. I have not seen the show yet.
Oh, I'm so sad now.
Oh, really? I know.
It'll bring you down.
It really?
It's brilliant, but it's rough.
It's intense.
It's tough.
Okay. I mean, I've heard how wonderful everyone thinks it is in in probably
one of the best
ways.
acted shows I've seen in a long time.
I feel like those shows, that's why I binge reality television like crazy, because they're so surface level that to get into a show like that and to be emotionally invested, I'm like, I know it's going to make me tired.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Is that, so your self-care days, how would you define them? As that kind of stuff?
It depends. I think that sometimes it's that kind of stuff. Because, we had a friend of the show, Travis McElroy, on not too long ago. Or maybe it has been long. I don't know. Everything runs together. It was earlier this year, I believe. And we were talking about it, and that's the thing we talked about was, okay, well, sometimes self-care is cheesecake and Netflix, and sometimes self-care is going to the gym and cleaning your house. Like, and so often lately, I think I found myself doing the other type of self-care where it's like the let's lay around and not do anything and watch, just all that good content on Disney Plus.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
It's a lot to choose from.
There's so many Disney Channel original movies.
I didn't know. I wasn't a kid that grew up watching Disney Channel because that was for rich people. We didn't have that.
I was not rich.
I know. We never had it and had no access to it. I remember my cousins got to see Even Stevens, and that was about like all I knew. Deal. Yeah. And so now I'm as a 34-year-old being introduced for the first time to all of these things that I didn't have growing up.
That were so terrible looking back, but like nostalgic.
Yes.
Like, it's weird. But yeah, I think unfortunately, since I had a baby, I guess I'm kind of transitioning into my week. Since we had the kid a few months ago, my self-care has been shutting down, which I think I need sometimes, but also is a bummer.
Yeah.
Because I've gained a lot of weight, like 20 pounds since we probably met.
That's to be expected. Also, you're doing like selfless care. You have to care for a child and not yourself at this point.
They take care of themselves by 3 months. It's
if that was the case, I would have a whole orphanage of children.
Because they're sweet. They're not. Yeah. I thought dogs were needy.
Yeah.
But they're not.
No, that's what keeps me from taking that plunge at all. It's because my dog is very needy, and I know that that's only a fraction of what a baby requires.
Yeah, now I've got a needy dog and a needy baby. So
how do you balance that?
I
Maybe that's the first question.
In a healthy way, I don't.
Okay.
I am an all or nothing person, and so often I will either completely shut down and not pull my weight as a parent or a partner, or I will overcompensate and do too much but not take care of myself in any way.
Oh,
which is 90% of the time probably my method is to just like not take care of myself, worry about other people.
Yeah.
Which makes me sound like such a douche to be like, I'm so tired from caring for others.
Not all heroes wear capes,
Oh, I would though.
I know. I'd be the one non-hero wearing a cape.
Oh my God, I know. But
that's, you got to do what you got to do with a baby. It's like, what's the alternative? Finding balance, whatever that
God,
is.
Yeah, finding happiness. No. Yeah, I don't know. And it's interesting because I should take more care of myself, especially like I said yesterday, I allowed myself to a little bit. And in some ways that was really great. And in some ways it's really wasn't, because I had to focus on myself all of a sudden and like process the things that I had been going so fast I hadn't let myself process.
Oh, so did it feel very heavy to suddenly take a pause and like look at all the stuff that was going on?
Kind of, because like I have a love-hate relationship with this city.
Oh, with Los Angeles. Oh yeah, me too.
There's so much I love about it, and it makes me feel driven, and it makes me feel like, hey, this, because I didn't know what I wanted to do till I was 26 years old.
Okay.
And I hop from job to job. I work 4 part-time jobs.
Wow.
And I was like, I finally reached that point where, quick origin story of the show. My dad passed away in December of 2016, New Year's Eve, just out of the blue, fell asleep, never woke up. And I decided, well, I had a mental breakdown. But then afterwards, I decided like, hey, I didn't realize that I had all this undiagnosed stuff. And I'm sure I know somebody else who does. Somebody, gotta be somebody.
Yeah.
Turns out it's a quarter of the U.S. population.
Yep.
And like, I realized we weren't talking about it, so we started doing the show so we could be more open about it.
That's great.
But I realized in that moment, all I wanted to do was create. But you get to a point where it's like, I mean,
yeah,
it beats you down, and working 4 jobs, taking care of a kid. Oof. But then when I travel out here, there's that really cool thing of like, I feel driven. I feel like this is an element that I belong in. But then I also have that moment of like, oh, but look at all the successful people around me right now. And I have not achieved that. And I cannot achieve that. So it kind of drags me down, but also builds me up when I'm out here.
Yeah. It's also tough if you live in a place like Charlotte. I imagine, obviously, there's people that could be involved in entertainment and creating content in some ways, but then it's a diversity of everyone has different jobs. When you come to LA, everyone is so laser focused on entertainment. It's hard to find anyone that exists as a real person. There's such a focus and such a weird layer of like shallowness, greediness, like ickiness to it. That's the part that like wears on me the most. It's kind of why I miss living in New York, because New York had its, huge population of people pursuing entertainment, but then there were so many other people doing so many other things that you could walk into a bar and talk to, like an architect and like a woman that knits hats for cats, or like, and then also like a person pursuing acting. And that to me was so much more exciting to have those kinds of conversations with different people, where now I've lived here for going on 9 years, I think, or 8. And if I'm in LA for too long, I get very anxious. I get very like overwhelmed by the superficiality of a lot of things. And
I can see that.
Yeah. So it's nice. Like in my brain for the first time, I've been starting to think of where would I move to next, and the opportunity to come back and visit LA in small doses, I think might be best for my mental health.
Sure.
But it wears on you after a while. And then are you talking about in terms of like feeling like you're never going to have that success, like an imposter syndrome kind of thing? Like, what am I doing here trying to even do this thing?
Yes and no. I do have a lot of that. Like, I mean, we're just being super open right now, and I will be. I mean, that's kind of what this show's about. I'm sitting across from Grace Helbig, who, and you seem like just a normal, genuine human being.
That's what I hope I am.
and you definitely are, which is one of the reasons that I was like, okay, I think I can actually send this text.
Yeah.
Because I felt that way. Just from that one interaction. It was the same way with Barbara.
Yeah.
Barbara is super successful, but I could tell
that she's so grounded in her humility about how she works and what she does. I had the same feeling when I first met her. And I was just kind of like a kindred spirit of like, this opportunity we do is so incredible and so amazing, but also we're not superheroes.
Right.
Like, we're working and busting our asses for things, but we also want our real people with real feelings and thoughts and emotions and like insecurities about this whole world that we're trying to exist in.
Right. And so I think that is something that's so cool to see, because like you said, is it that imposter syndrome? And to an extent, it kind of is. When I did the panel at PodCon that I was on with Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
About mental health, I was sitting next to Hannah, and then down at the end is Justin McElroy, who they were a big influence on us getting started, and the Night Vale people. And as I've gotten to know a bunch of people, I'm sitting there going like, I'm sitting on a stage with people with millions of followers, and I'm sitting there going, no one in this room of 2,500 people probably knows who I am. Why did I get selected to sit here?
There's a reason.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, that the intimidation, because that's the stressful thing too, is the constant comparison, especially online. You can see everyone's numbers. You can see everyone's follower count. So it's impossible to not get sucked in occasionally to that's my actual intrinsic value. These numbers represent how good I am as a talent, as a host, as a podcaster, as a whatever. And I'm really starting to understand quality versus quantity, that a small engaged audience is so much more interesting and important to me than billions of followers who could give a shit about like who I really am and my real thoughts on things. But I've been in those shoes too, where you're like on stage looking around at people going, why am I here? It's so intimidating. And it's so hard to push past those feelings of intimidation and like actually feel confident in yourself and go, there is a reason that I'm here.
That is very hard for me. I'm a very negative, like self-image person.
Yeah. I mean, I have tried to learn to separate comedically shitting on myself versus like actual pessimistic thoughts, like self-deprivation or Deprecation, yeah. Self-deprivation. That's a whole other study.
I feel like there's something in there. I'm like, there's
Freudian slips every way. That there's a difference between that and like having actual like real negative thoughts, and sometimes masking real negative thoughts in self-deprecation. And so I've had to like try to be more positive, even as like cheesy or woo-woo as that sounds, that I have to catch myself from always looking at the negatives of things and then see if just kind of shifting slightly, even though it sounds like so, modern self-help, whatever, actually shifts things more than I thought.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it sounds woo-woo, but like it's that thing that is scientifically proven that if you smile, you feel happier because your brain is just like, oh, we're happy.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that trauma or pain or stress goes away. It just is a way that your body's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Totally. We like doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think to your question, that's kind of a big part of it. The other portion is, that whole thing of like, it's the imposter syndrome of what am I doing here? But then it's the level of all these part-time jobs, all this, put thousands of dollars of our own money into this.
Yeah.
If I could just get in front of people. I'm so passionate and I believe in what we do.
Yeah.
That we have that moment of like, if we could just get ears on us and let people realize like, we genuinely just want to spread a message of hope through comedy, because that's what we enjoy doing. And it's so hard to sit back and go, where's the traction that I'm looking for? Because, and we have had, don't get me wrong, we have had a lot of luck and a lot of traction, and we have a very dedicated, smaller fan base. And they're super engaged, and it's really awesome to see them build each other up and be resources for each other. But there is that selfish part of you is like, this is what I want to do. One of the last things my dad ever told me, actually, because I was in the job hunt at the time he passed away, one of the last things he ever told me is, look, it's as simple as, and everybody's heard it, but it's as simple as figure out what you want to do and then figure out how to get paid for it and do it.
It's great.
So now it's a matter of, okay, I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
How do I get paid for it?
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, and also, that advice seems so basic, but it is so profound. I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank lately because I'm very busy. And so I've been watching all of these entrepreneurs that speak that same language, that are either thriving or trying to survive or trying to start or have had downfalls. And watching just how impassioned they are about the thing that they decided to focus on and quit their jobs and, sacrifice all these things for has been very motivating. I mean, I don't have a product or something I want to sell, but I'm like, the spirit of this show is delightful and inspiring. I am into this.
But you do, in a weird kind of cynical way, you're selling you.
Exactly. And that's where I've kind of gotten exhausted on selling me. So I'm like watching these people sell other things. And I'm like, okay, what kind of kitchen device does Bed Bath & Beyond not have yet that I can come up with?
Now I'm thinking about it.
Right.
What can we come up with?
I mean, I have to get a whole like think tank board going on.
I was going to say something with eggs.
Something with eggs.
Egg stuff is very successful.
Yeah, that's true.
I
will buy a tiny skillet for one omelet that I'll make one time immediately after I buy the skillet, and then I'll throw it away. Let us know. Up with something. Let us know.
Yes, please. God, let me know. Because I'll do it. I am passionate about this, and this is my one thing I want to do, but I'll leave it behind.
Right.
I got to make that money. Babies are expensive.
Yeah, God. But the other thing is too, it's just gotten harder and harder and harder because the podcast world, the YouTube world, the Instagram world is so concentrated now, and it just grows and grows and grows. So getting discovered, like, I think a lot of the things that I was successful at were just kind of right place, right time situations that I can't imagine starting a YouTube channel right now. I can't imagine starting a podcast from scratch right now. I can't, like, you just gotta keep going and hope that something clicks. Someone was just telling me they heard a podcast that Rainn Wilson was a guest on, and he was from The Office.
Right.
He was. I forget what the podcast name is. What a great recommendation. But he was saying that he was talking about his entrepreneurship and just his working in Hollywood, and that a lot of people don't realize that he had been a working actor for 16 years before he got The Office. And so sometimes you just have to keep on keeping on until that one thing clicks, and all the hard work becomes worth it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was like, that's very inspiring too. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the sort of stuff that's like, you look at and you go, oh, like everybody knows like Peter Dinklage's story of like,
oh, I don't.
He was just like an actor, and he refused to take parts that were at the expense. The jokes were at the expense of his size as a little person, and so he refused to take those parts and ended up like homeless at one point and was like really struggling to act, and apparently he was giving up acting, and Game of Thrones was like one of the last auditions he went to.
Wow.
And like now he's Peter Dinklage, so
I mean, what a testament. Doesn't happen all the time.
No.
For every Peter Dinklage, there's like 100 Paul Dinklage out there.
For some reason I was like, are you about to throw shade at like Paul Rudd? Like, what is
He's doing fine.
What did Paul Rudd do to you?
He just never aged. That's what he did to me.
Oh my God, it's miraculous.
Oh
right?
Gosh, he might be an AI robot, and none of us have caught on yet. Who knows?
All right, we need to do like heavy research into that.
See what's starting a new segment called Conspiracy Theories on your podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
That's
every
the
week.
First one.
We'll conference you in. You're like, I've got a new one, y'all.
Here's something crazy I thought about this week.
Cher's hair is made of chicken skin. And I'm sure of it. It's all from Vaughn's. It's real.
Yeah,
it's real life.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. So just kind of talking about it and transitioning a little bit, because you said, when you were in New York and you talked about anxiety, how far back does that go for you? Or
anxiety?
Or is it just like since you can remember?
I mean, I think I was always a very shy and nervous child, and but also with that too afraid to tell anyone about feeling anxiety and not knowing what the feeling was, just knowing I felt nervous a lot of the time, especially in social situations. I had very minimal friends in high school, and when I got to college, I wrote about this a little bit in my book, I developed an eating disorder because I was very much by myself and very feeling like I couldn't control anything, so like was using that to kind of control things and like give me stuff to do, because I wasn't socializing. I would like have 3 jobs, do internships in New York, do like more course credits than I needed to do, and like made this rigorous restricted schedule for myself so that I didn't have to worry about having friends on campus. And so I got so in my own world about that, and to a point that I just sort of thought, kind of what you were saying earlier, I was like, this is just my life now. This is like bad behavior, but like this is just, I guess, who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. Right. And I can't imagine that there's anyone else out there that is experiencing this. And this is like Facebook had just started and things like that. So I remember like researching and buying books about eating disorders at Barnes and Noble, and like reading them and being so amazed and blown away that there were other people that were experiencing, because I couldn't define what it was that I was doing to my body. And I just felt so overwhelmed. And then I also dated a guy in college who was studying psychology in the brain, and we would have all of these like wonderful eye-opening experiences, some of them involving hallucinogenic drugs.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And then at the same time as all of that, I discovered comedy. I knew I wanted to do something creative but in college, but I didn't know what. And then I started interning at an improv theater in New York so I could get cheaper improv classes while I was in college. And then from there, I started an improv group on my college campus. And that really pulled me out of my brain, like gave me something to focus on, gave me a creative outlet to use my brain for, rather than like letting it live in its little prison of terrible, repetitive thoughts. And so then I moved to New York after I graduated college, and got on an improv team there and just sort of did the hustle and grind of doing as many improv shows as I could, going on as many auditions as I could. And then also at that point, that's when making YouTube videos really started and took off for me. So I had a lot of creative outlets and was always keeping myself kind of busy. And in New York, it's hard to feel stagnant because the city moves even if you're not, which is wonderful when you want to hustle. But then I think I lived there for 5 years, and it just reached a ceiling, and my boyfriend at the time and I decided to move out to LA, which was wonderful timing because the city at that point just started to get to me so bad. I just started out of nowhere having panic attacks on subways, to the point that I like would pay for taxis when I didn't even have enough money to, just so I didn't have to take the subway. Like I'd have to get off the subway at like stops because I was just like hyperventilating, and it wasn't triggered by anything. But then it was all of these, the fear of having a panic attack on a subway became the manifestation of the panic attack on the subway. And it was so heavy, and I still wasn't really telling anyone about it. I was still just trying to keep it in and internalize it and think it'll pass. This is not a regular thing. And I started seeing a psychiatrist for a little bit before I officially moved from New York, and I had started taking some anti-anxiety medicine. Sure. And then when I moved out to LA, I just realized that the medicine made me foggy and I didn't like it as much. I felt like I was kind of out of it when I was making videos or when I was like going to a party or something. So I kind of weaned myself off of that. And actually moving to LA, it's a total shift of your whole world. Oh yeah. That the anxiety started to like melt away a little bit. There was more of an excitement because then I had different opportunities for different projects out here, and I was meeting new people and becoming closer friends with Hannah Hart and Mamrie, and feeling like I was part of a new community out here. Being that the YouTube community was out here in New York, I felt like an island of one sometimes, being one of the only people making videos like regularly out there, other than like the Gregory brothers at the time. And so it's been, I think for me, really finding community was the thing that helped me manage that. And it's still something I deal with all the time. Like we literally just had Thanksgiving down in Palm Springs with a bunch of friends, and I could get myself getting socially anxious. And I was like, I have to go to the bar down the street for a second. I'll be back. I just need to be alone for a second and charge batteries. And then I'll be totally social when I get back. So yeah, that's my entire life story. But
yes,
the anxiety's been peaks and valleys of managing and feeling a little out of control, and then trying to get to the root of why it's, sparked back up. I think for a lot of people, anxiety is something that will probably never go away.
Yeah.
It's just how you manage it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, I didn't tell anybody about my stuff. I didn't talk,
No,
especially, and I don't know, you grew up New
Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I knew it was up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know New Jersey, but I know in the South,
Yeah.
like, you don't talk about that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You sweep that under the rug. You cover it up.
Totally. My family on my mom's side is very British. Like my grandmother is from England. So none of us talked to each other growing up about any feelings ever. And so we weren't taught how to talk about our feelings. So it was not even a question of, do I talk about it? It's, I don't even know how to talk about it, or I don't think I should. I haven't seen any other family members ever talk about stuff that they're going through. And the cool thing is, like, now as adults, we've since grown to figure out and have really deep, loving conversations with each other.
Right.
But yeah, growing up, it was just like, nope, we get dinner done. You go to like your sports activities, you do your homework, you watch TV, you go to bed, we do it again the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that of just like, yep, you do it. Oh, well, you get bullied. Oh, too bad. Pick up your, but then not necessarily my folks, but just society in general. It was like, no. That's taboo.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Shush. Don't even start.
To the point that I laugh at it now, but I'm like, damn. So I've been with my partner for a long time, 8 years now, 9 years. And I didn't tell her about my suicide attempts until
really?
I was 20. We'd been married for 2 years, I think. We'd been together for 6. And like, I just hadn't.
Wow. You're like, it never came up.
Yeah.
You didn't ask. So
yeah, and it was one of those like, well, I also was like, oh, nope, can't talk about that. You don't talk about those things. And then now looking back, I'm like, that was stupid, huh?
Well, for me, not telling people also, even when I knew that like I probably should tell someone, I always felt like, oh, they're not going to be my friend anymore, or they're not going to be my partner anymore because there's something, quote, wrong with me that's going to make it, quote, harder for them to love me.
Oh, yeah.
And so those feelings of like, I can handle it on my own. I'm very independent in my emotions, so I can manage this so that they don't have to manage this. It's like what you're saying. I'd rather take care of everyone else instead of myself, which I think I also have a guilt of doing a lot of times, that I like to make sure everyone else is comfortable.
Of course.
Sacrificing my own comfort.
I am similar. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I get it. Like, I just want other people to be happy.
You and I should probably host parties. We'd be very good at it.
We would just be running around the whole time.
Maybe people would be like, you guys need to calm down. Everyone's fine. But are you okay? But something's clearly wrong.
But are you not enjoying yourself? Like, I just want to make sure. Are you okay? Earlier you said you were, but were you just saying that so that I would feel better? Because that's me.
Oh no,
Like,
overanalyzing so deep down to the point that someone's now frustrated and you've manifested the things that you've analyzed about them being frustrated about.
God, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm 100% the person that like does that, and then later on, like my partner will just look at me and be like, no, for the last time, I'm not mad at you. I'm getting kind of pissed off that you're asking me, and I'm like, oh, and that's, you know, both like my spouse and my business partner and like all that. It's always like, oh yeah, oh shit, sorry, and then I beat myself up about that for a while, you know.
That we just can't be comfortable.
Yeah, you can't. It's allowing yourself to be comfortable is the worst thing you can do. I think that's what any therapist would tell you.
That's the takeaway.
Anything like that. Well, yeah, I think that having somebody, and I don't know about you, but you said, you know, the books and things like that. I think that if I had just had somebody when I was that depressed, self-harming 17-year-old kid, like if I had just had somebody tell me, you're not alone,
right?
Like I would have been like, oh, what? Yeah,
Record player scratch?
Yeah. I was going to try to make one with my mouth. It was just going to be like,
that sounds good.
Which is kind of like a very creaky door opening.
Yeah, it's like a haunted house door.
But I'm okay with that. I'm literally known on this show for having very bad sound effects.
Oh, perfect.
We played a game once where we got a random word and tried to make a sound effect and the other person had to guess the word. And I swear to Christ, every sound started like, and it's like wind, water,
wind again.
Wave. Is it air conditioner?
White noise? I don't know.
Yeah, that was our entire existence there.
Oh, that's great.
So, but I think having somebody there that can do that sort of thing and tell you that
it's the most cliche thing too. You know, you hear people talk about their traumas and saying that in the past, had someone just said you're not alone, that it would shift everything. But it's really, really true. I mean, and also having someone ask in a loving, attentive way, are you okay? Because I think that was also something that kind of almost forbid me from telling people what was going on. I was so shy that I wasn't going to be the person that initiated, here's what's going on with me. Instead, no one was asking me, are you okay? No one was asking me, it seems like something's clearly up. And so when the first person did, it was like uncorking an overflowing bottle of like, here's everything. No, I'm not okay. Yeah.
And
and so I feel like now as an adult, I look around at my friends a lot of times and try to remind myself to see if I notice anything and to ask them if they're okay. Which is why I love the way you started this podcast with how are you doing?
Yeah. Well, it's a simple question that so often people ask, but they don't care. They don't want the answer. It's just it's a social thing that we do. Like, hey, how are you today? Good. How are you?
Yeah.
Good. But, and again, this is a cliche thing to talk about, but everybody does this. How many times have you been like, how are you? Good. But like, if you looked back at them and were like, actually, I'm kind of having a tough time right now. Nobody would be like, everybody would go, oh,
right.
I'm really sorry. Like they don't know what to say because we're so programmed to not actually want anything deeper. Right.
That question is like just a colloquialism. It's not an actual question.
Which is, that's why we try to do the check-in every week just to be like, hey, where you at?
Yeah, that's nice.
Because like, it can be tough.
Totally. And sometimes someone just needs to be asked, where are you at, for them to actually start telling you honestly where they're at.
Right. Yeah, it's something. So last question.
Yeah.
Then we're going to I'm going to give some resources.
Great.
And then we'll have a little silly convo.
Love it.
Maybe we'll design a Paul Rudd robot.
Maybe that's our Shark Tank idea.
Yeah. I need a number that relates to Paul Rudd because I'm like PR 1996 Clueless. Oh my God, if Clueless came out in 1996, somebody fact check that.
Oh my God, sounds about right.
If it did, I'm going to be really impressed with myself.
Same.
So you said you kind of were like, medication makes me foggy, it does that. Have you stepped out of that completely, or is there a process of like
I take Adderall.
Through?
No, okay. I've been taking Adderall for about 6 years or so. I kind of moved from the anti-anxiety antidepressants because they made me foggy, because they made me feel just kind of numb, and they work well for people when they work well. I just didn't vibe with them very much. But then I saw a different psychiatrist out here and was telling her how I was feeling after all of that, and then she prescribed Adderall for me, and so I've been taking that for the last 6 years, and it's been really helpful. But now I'm actually trying to wean myself off of it because I think I want to test if I can do all of the life on my own without any of the things other than some drinks here and there in my system.
I was gonna say, you live in LA, you live in California. There are natural ways of dealing with anxiety.
Oh yeah, I smoke a lot more weed than I ever have in my life out here, which has been very wonderful. I've always been very scared of it and like never smoked ever because it made me very paranoid. And now I've learned that different strands do different things, and actually they can be very, very helpful for your mental health.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Legalize it.
I know.
Anyway, but it's not legal everywhere, which is why I want to give you some resources. Hey,
yeah,
gonna do that. As always, we want to remind you we are not mental health professionals in any way, if you could not guess from this conversation. And if you're in need of mental health care, please contact a healthcare professional. If you're in crisis, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. Or if you're like me, you have phone anxiety, and talking on the phone can be very stressful for you.
I'm with you.
Oh, for real? It's stressful. Like, but hey, you can text the word talk to 741-741, and somebody will be there to help you. It's a resource I've used in the past. Totally good thing. The volunteers are there and they're super great. So please, there's no reason not to reach out. Everything's confidential, and it is good to have somebody tell you that they're listening. Which is why we always tell people if they want to send mental health check-ins to us, which we've, our email's open for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And even if we don't respond, like, your voice is being heard.
Yeah.
Like, we are able to read them all and, like, really send good vibes and be thinking about those people. We just don't always have the time.
Sure.
Like
also,
I said,
on the other end of that, sometimes just sitting down and writing out how you're feeling can be very helpful.
That's how this whole thing started. I was like, I need to talk about feelings and create. And I was like, I'll do a blog. And then I was like, that's a lot of typing. It's a lot. And I'm lazy.
I don't know how to make the cute, like, lifestyle blogger outlines.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's, like, Zanga page from 2003. And I was like, I can't do this. No. So yeah, all those resources are listed on our website, isthisadultingpod.com. You can check them all out there. There's those and like 20 more that Chris put in there. He's got them all listed out. They're free resources. If you're unable to afford mental health care, there are resources out there for you. So please take advantage of those. So yeah, well, we're gonna leave for a second. Take a quick break. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Magic things are gonna happen.
Yep.
We're gonna go have all the fun conversations without you, but hey,
sorry y'all.
We'll be right back with more Is This Adulting? Hey everybody, it's me, Steven, and I'm here to talk to you about the dangers of drug use. So, here we go. I got nothing. I'm not educated. I don't have the scientific backing to really speak to you. So I guess I'll just have to tell you some other things like, hey, this episode is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. We want to say a big thanks to Robert and Susie and Marcus. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for increasing your support and giving new support and being lovely, lovely humans. We really, really appreciate it. I am not cool like Chris to give you fun shout outs, but I swear to you, when this new year is here and Christopher Tyler Grimmett is back, you will all hear the good shout outs. So hey, I want to say thanks to that. Also want to let you know, Jingle Time is just around the corner, everybody, so get pumped. If you don't know what that is, it means 12 episodes released over the course of 12 days. Starting December 21st and going through the first of the year, we will be releasing fun games and good conversations and things like that with friends and family. So it is a wonderful thing we do every year, and Chris will be on 4 or 5 of those, so definitely check that out. It's a lot of fun. And last but not least, it's time for... I just hit the mic with my flashlight. Why am I even holding a flashlight? I don't know. Anyway, this is time for my 5-star recommendation. If you like our podcast, you can head over to Apple Podcast or anywhere you listen, Spotify, whatever, and give us a 5-star rating and review. You type out those words, everybody, because those words are important. Helps people find the show. So we want to give my 5-star recommendation to, and by we, I mean me. I want to give my 5-star recommendation this week to, hey, what else could I possibly give it to but our guest's show this week? Lovely, lovely Grace Helbig, who does a few great podcasts, but Not Too Deep is one of the podcasts I've listened to for many, many moons. It is one that my wife fell in love with years ago, and I continue to listen and love every single second of it, which led to the second half of this episode, where we, in detail, talk about the times we've shit our pants. So, yeah, absolutely. Go listen to it. It's the best. All right, everybody, we are going to get back into it, but hey, I want to tell you something real quick. You're the best. You're valid. And don't let anybody tell you different. That's right. I said it. I got the balls to do it. Deal with it. You're great. I love you. Every single one of you. That's right. True love. That's what brings us here together today. Anyway, we're going to get back to the episode with Grace. Enjoy the show.
when I do karaoke, I've been told I should be in a screamo band. So
No shit, I was in a screamo band.
Really?
In
what
high
was it
school.
called? My brother was in one too. Is that what the name of it was? It called?
Yeah.
I would love that.
I'd rather not say. It was like Tragic Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. It was.
My older brother was in a band called Shoveled Up for short, but because the full name was called Shoveled Up Corpses Dead Rotting You. So,
oh, yes.
I mean, Jersey really knows how to name their screamo bands.
They do. They do.
Tragic Sunday?
Yeah, we came from like a Taking Back Sunday area, so we were like,
Love
if we
it.
just call ourselves like, what's like, we don't want to take back Sunday. Sundays are sad.
Oh, that's so good.
But we're also from the South, so like growing up, it was always like, Sundays are the days that we remember our Lord and Savior,
right.
Jesus Christ. It was not.
Oh, I love it. Bring it back.
Anyway, I'm knowing Lauren, a whole lot of that made it into the episode. Hello,
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Welcome back. It's time to talk. Usually I've had like a lot of random things pop in my head of like, what should we talk about?
Oh.
And during this one, I've just been so engaged that I'm like, I don't even know. Like half of my brain is like, I need to tell you though, the whole time it's been like, don't ask about the pants shitting story. Because like that's a bit that I don't want to ruin your bit.
You can
but there's
ask
so
about
much
it.
that's like,
You can ask
but
about
would
it.
you tell it not in 3 sentences?
I can, yeah. It's really not that exciting. So, for people that don't know, on my podcast, Not Too Deep, I ask guests for their worst pants shitting stories,
Sure.
but they can only use 3 words or 3 small phrases. And mine has always been college, jogging, front lawn.
Good.
And so, you know, when I was in college, we don't know that I was struggling, but in that struggle, I would exercise a lot. And so I would run frequently. And then when I would come home on like weekends or holidays for whatever reason, my dad's house, my parents are divorced. My dad, my stepmom lived closer to the Jersey Shore area. But they lived in this like woodsy, the Pine Barrens for a second, right down there. And so I would go on like long runs around my dad's house, like through the woods. And there was one run because at one point I thought I wanted to train for like a half marathon. And so, yeah, really,
More power to you.
really trying to distract myself with other goals at the time.
Sure.
And so I went on this like the training schedule that I had to go on like a 10-mile run that day. And so I went, and I think I was at the furthest point away from my dad's house. And that's when the nature started to call. And because in my head, trust me, as someone that was like, I can do anything I put my mind to. I can put my body through anything I put my mind through. I can hold this until I get home. But no, it was another 5 miles till I got home. So we're in the woods, but you know, everyone has a house there. So I just looked for a house that didn't have cars in the driveway, and I took a giant shit on the front lawn inside of a bush, I thought. And it was there's no toilet paper, and so I had to run home for 5 miles just hoping that things didn't go terribly wrong. And
Oh my God.
it was such a panic that I have only experienced a few times in my life of being like, because I was also such a goody two shoes, never wanted to break rules. And so in my head, you know, you're creating the moment of when they come out the front door and they're like, what are you doing? And so I shit quicker than I think I ever have in my entire life. And then ran home probably in record time that I've ever run 5 miles before. Yeah,
I don't mess with that.
no, it was tough. Don't eat Raisin Bran before you go on a really long run. Yeah. A seemingly obvious
Don't
tip.
eat most things before you go on a really long run.
Yeah. So it was, I just remember thinking they're going to find it. They're going to find it.
This poor family.
Oh, man.
Because you know they must think like they have an enemy somewhere
Right.
that's like,
or there's like a
you know what I'm gonna
coyote
do?
somewhere.
I'm gonna shit on their lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you're getting revenge in the most like 80s movie style way.
Totally.
That's a scene that Danny McBride wrote. Let's be honest.
Oh,
We
yeah?
all know that.
Well, okay. Well, now I need to know yours. What's your pants shitting story? Can you tell us in the 3 words first and then elaborate on it?
Yeah, well, this is gonna ruin me trying to like elbow my way into your show.
Yeah. I mean, fingers crossed that you'll have another one between now and then.
I do have 2 pants shitting stories that are very bad.
Okay.
So I can give you one.
I would like to hear one that's very good.
I was going to say, I can give you one, and then...
Yes, keep the other one in your back pocket.
In the 3 statements, I guess it would be disc golf, 100 degrees, backyard.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah.
Were you playing disc golf in 100-degree weather?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
which is already something you shouldn't do.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
North Carolina gets hot. I don't know if you know this.
I've heard these stories. Yeah.
And I was going to say, living out here, I will say I was here in July.
Yeah.
And not that bad. Like, it was like 89, 90 degrees, but it's not super humid.
Right. It gets super hot here in September, which blows my mind because my birthday's in September and I've always been on the East Coast, you know, when the fall is happening in September. It's beautiful. Out here, it's like 100+ degrees. But we also had, you know, cold rain over Thanksgiving. So the world is ending.
Everything is coming to it. I literally like woke up yesterday morning and was like, it's cold and it's pouring rain.
Yeah.
This is California.
Where did I land? Did I land in the right
here?
place?
Like,
yeah. Everyone
I did the
panics.
same thing when I landed in Austin for our not for RTX. The first time we went to Austin on that trip, on our way to LA, we stopped through Austin to do some stuff with Barbara.
Yeah.
And we pulled out of the airport in the lift and it was just pouring rain. I was like,
I hate it. No,
it was
thank
like
you.
60 degrees in July.
Confusing.
I didn't
Okay,
know
but
what to
wait,
do.
so you're playing disc golf in 100?
yeah.
I gotta hear this.
So there's a disc golf course very close to my my place of residence. And this was probably 3 years ago. It's very fresh wound. A few of my friends and I went out and decided to play disc golf, which is the broiest thing I've ever done.
Cool.
And we're around the, I want to say 11th hole. So, you know, kind of a little over halfway through. And it wraps through the woods kind of and stuff like that. But these woods also back up to a very expensive neighborhood, full of like very rich people houses.
Yes.
And so I felt not great.
Right.
Starting around hole probably 4.
Oh,
And
no.
I was feeling the rumblies in my tumblies.
Oh, gosh.
Not great. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be fine. I'm good. And as a person who grew up with irritable bowel syndrome, I knew something was coming bad.
Yeah.
So around that point, I was like, guys, y'all keep going. I'm just going to break off over here. And so, unfortunately, there were not many bushes.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I need to like hide my brain went, let me hide myself from the people on the course that I'm with.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really realize what was behind me, which was the backyard. I was like you know how like in somebody's yard, they have the line of the woods sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I was like in the forest line, like just a man in my 20s, squatting down in the forest line, taking a massive shit.
Oh my God.
Also no toilet paper, no leaves that I trusted.
Yeah.
And so I pulled so we have a chain called Cookout, which is kind of like In-N-Out in the
Okay.
South. I pulled a Cookout receipt out of my back pocket. I did what I had to do.
I mean, that is some MacGyver shit right there.
I mean,
Literally.
and to be honest with you, the kicker is they stayed and waited for me before we went to the next hole. It's the first time we ever played the course. And we walk up the hill, and the next hole is in an open field. And right here in the open field is a like air conditioned bathroom.
Oh my God.
Like in a little shed. Like, and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I shit in some rich person's yard. Fast forward 2 years.
Wow.
I'm driving through that neighborhood going to my boss's Christmas party.
Uh-oh.
And I realize as we turn on and like we're at the Christmas party, I go out on their back deck. I realize, wait a moment. They are next door neighbors to the person whose yard I shit in. And I was really scared that like for some reason they were like, that's the guy, put him on a list.
Right,
like,
right.
But luckily nothing happened.
At
But,
least it wasn't in your boss's backyard.
oh my God. Yeah. See, that's where you thought it was going. That would have been perfect comedy
But
gold.
no, that's, I mean,
But-
oh gosh, that's so funny.
It was,
Because someone saw you.
someone saw me and I'm really worried it was like a child.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think like one of their kids must have saw you and like burned it out of their brains or thought you were Sasquatch. So who knows?
And I mean, honestly, a very hairy individual. I'm Greek. And this is the shortest my beard has been in a long time.
Oh, wow.
Like literally 2 weeks ago, it was like big. And I was like, well, they probably thought that.
Yeah, that's
But,
amazing.
you know, it
thank
is
you
what
for
it
that
is.
story.
Of course.
The fun thing about this whole game, for lack of a better word, is that everyone has a story for the most
Everyone.
part. And the people that don't, you don't want to be those people's friends.
No. If you haven't shit your pants at some point in your life.
You've never had an emergency, a butthole emergency.
See, Butthole Emergency sounds like the worst like Lifetime show.
Yeah, or like an
or
improv
TLC.
group. Yeah.
Butthole Emergency is the name of the screamo band I had in high school. Oh my God.
Oh, it's so great.
I saw such a bad band.
I thought you said I saw a bat. I was like,
saw a bat
where?
in here in the Airbnb.
We have them in Los Angeles.
Watch out! Wait, really?
No,
Do you?
I think we do somewhere.
I'm sure bats are like everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they've got to be. I don't know for sure though.
But you were saying you saw a bad band?
Yeah. So, do you remember the band May?
No.
Okay, so they were like a weird indie pop punk group.
Okay. I'm also like such not a music person.
No,
So
it's
you
totally
could say
cool.
any name and I'd probably be like, you got me. I don't know.
Taylor Swift? What is that?
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I know. Oh God. Fun fact for everyone who listens to this: Chris, my co-host, and I went to a Taylor Swift concert together in college
Yeah, I've been to 2 now. I'm a major Taylor Swift fan.
for the Fearless tour.
Oh, look at you guys
Back in
go.
the day.
That's
And
incredible.
My favorite part of that, I'm such a tangent person. My favorite part of that was they had the screens up and you could text and like maybe your thing would get up on the screen.
Oh, love it.
And so like so many people were texting like, scream if you're fearless. And like all these like 13-year-old kids are like, ah! It's like, scream if you love Taylor's. Ah! And so Chris got his phone out and I see him texting.
Oh.
And then I see him slap me and point up and it says, scream if you're misunderstood. And every preteen in there erupted into a scream.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
And I was like, yeah,
yeah, you found your people that night.
it's good. But yeah, I saw a really bad band when I went to see May's like farewell tour called the International Superheroes of Hardcore.
Wow.
Every song was
Wow.
like 12 seconds long.
International Superheroes of Hardcore. Ish is their acronym.
And they were ish, but not good ish.
Every song was 12 minutes.
12 seconds.
Oh,
It was
12
like
seconds.
And I'm being, it's hyperbolic. It was probably like 30 seconds, but they were all so short.
Wow.
And I just remember being like, oh, all right.
I didn't even time to get into that one.
And so I've decided that if you gave me the choice between seeing the International Superheroes of Hardcore and Butthole Emergency, I know who I would see. So we're gonna start that band.
Yeah.
And or
We got a lot of business endeavors to get a jump on when we're
Yeah.
done this podcast.
and or we could probably create a product called Butthole Emergency. I'm thinking it's like a vitamin C powder for your butt. Like emergency, but
Right. Or it's like underwear that could be toilet paper if you needed it to be.
or the more I think about it, I'm like, is it just a colostomy bag? Is it just a
yeah. It's
or
just
a diaper?
Yeah.
We've done it.
Sharks, we are here to ask for 6% equity for $130,000 investment on what we call diaper.
Butthole Emergency pants. Like, this is just diapers.
You're just diapers, Mr. Wonderful.
And
We'd be great.
Anyone who knows me knows that would be my response. Because my poor wife is so tired of like anytime she's like, she'll say, oh, I over salted this food. It's a little it's a little too much. But you're a little too much. Like everything someone says to me, I respond with that because I'm 12 years old.
No, sometimes it's helpful. It holds a mirror up to people sometimes. Am I too much?
Are you? I am. That's the answer. Self-deprecation.
Love it.
Well, I want to let everybody know. If you have a mental health check-in you'd like to share, you can send that to us over at isthisadultingpod.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at isthisunderscoreadulting, all that fun stuff. We have a Facebook discussion group that's pretty nice. We started out, we didn't think anybody would be in there. There's like 1,000 of you now, and they're
That's
all
awesome.
super supportive, and it's a great place to get fun dog memes, but also be lifted up. It's a really cool thing. So check that out. And hey, if you would like to help me continue to come out here and live out my imposter syndrome, patreon.com/isthisadulting for our $5 a month patrons. We're going to keep chatting over on the after show. So adulting after dark, if you will.
Dang.
Yeah, that's not, I shouldn't call it that. You can head over there. And for people who give $10 a month, I swear to God, I keep saying, I promise the episodes will be out in time. They have not been lately. I've been in a very bad place.
You're busy.
Please love me. I promise you will be getting weekly bonus, like a weekly full-length bonus episode. I promise. Promise. It might be starting at the first of the year, but it will be coming. I have things lined up. I have scheduled things. I swear to you it's coming. Yeah, so you can do that. And real quick, we want to thank the collection for the use of our theme music, The Borrowers, off their album Ars Moriendi. And a huge thanks to our production manager, Lauren, who's doing all the goods with the sounds and the musics and the microphones.
She's lovely.
She's so great. One day, we will be able to fly her out here so I can just be like, set up this piece of machinery for me.
I don't know how to push the buttons.
What do I do? Help me so much. Well, Grace. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Thank you for having me. This has been so lovely.
Oh my gosh, it's been great. You're a super genuine, wonderful, kind person, and I very much appreciate you being willing to sit down with weirdo like me and chat about your brain and your shit. And
no, I think it's really great what you guys are doing, and it makes a real safe space for people to chat about the things that they might feel unsafe about. It's very cool. Very admirable.
And I'm such a me because I was like pants shitting stories.
Yeah, and that's really truly what
like
I'm getting
those. At. Oh my gosh. Do you wanna tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs and or your home address?
Yeah. Well, I'll do the former and not the latter of that.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just at Grace Helbig all across all the social media. I have a podcast called Not Too Deep. It comes out every Monday, and a podcast with my best friend Mamrie Hart called This Might Get Weird that comes out every Wednesday. Go check them out.
Both are very good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you know.
Trying. We're all trying to content create.
You were one of the only podcasts my wife listened to.
Oh, cool.
When she first started listening to podcasts, she's like, I don't like podcasts, they're boring, but I like that one.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, good.
You got a good one.
She's all right. Anyway, we're going to go have fun over there, but that is going to do it for us this week on Is This Adulting? I've been your best friend, Steven.
And I'm your best friend, Grace Helbig.
And remember, kids, be happy, stay healthy, and with consent, go hug somebody. Because you never know. They may just shit their pants in their boss's backyard.
Yeah, they might be teetering on a pants-shitting moment, so ask for consent.
Yeah, that's going to be a dangerous hug.